You know what nobody warns you about when you're climbing the corporate ladder and building your dream life? The math gets brutal when you start counting backwards. You're so busy adding things up, promotions, mortgage payments, your kid's soccer schedule, that you forget some numbers are actually subtracting. So let me paint you a picture. You're the person who made it. You've got the corner office or the thriving business, the spouse who gets your weird sense of humor, maybe 2 kids who think you're equal parts ATM and superhero. You're living 800 miles from where you grew up, maybe 1,000, maybe just 300, but it feels like crossing an ocean every time. Now imagine you're scrolling through your phone on a Tuesday night. You see a notification, mom posted a photo of her garden. Dad commented something vaguely confused about how hashtags work. You smile, maybe you react with a heart emoji, and then you're back to answering emails because that presentation isn't going to finish itself. Here's the question nobody wants you to ask. When was the last time you actually sat across from them? Not on a screen, not through a speaker. When did you last watch your dad's terrible method of loading the dishwasher in person or hear your mom tell that same story about your 5th birthday party for the 100th time? The answer for most of us is somewhere between 6 months and last Christmas. We've engineered these beautiful, complicated lives that require us to be everywhere except the place we started. It's not villainy, it's just geometry and economics and the way modern success is structured. But let's do some math that'll make your stomach drop. Say your parents are in their 60s or 70s. Let's be optimistic and say they've got 20 good years left. You see them twice a year, Thanksgiving and maybe one summer visit if the stars align and nobody gets sick and the budget allows. 20 years times 2 visits equals 40. 40 times left. 40 more chances to sit at that kitchen table. 40 more opportunities to hear those stories, endure those questions about your life choices, pretend to enjoy that casserole only they know how to make. Some of you just did that math and felt something shift. Because 40 isn't the unlimited resource you thought you had when you were 25 and moving across the country for that amazing opportunity. 40 is a number you can count on your fingers and toes twice. Now picture yourself in 10 years. You're even more successful, even busier. Your kids have activities 7 days a week. Your calendar looks like a game of Tetris designed by someone who hates you. And somewhere in there, you get a call. The call. The one that reminds you that all those times you said next month or when things slow down just got consolidated into never. Here's what the productivity gurus and life hackers don't tell you. You can optimize your morning routine, you can automate your finances, you can meal prep and time block and delegate until you're the most efficient human machine ever created. But you cannot manufacture more time with people who are on a countdown timer none of us can see. The irony is delicious in the worst way. Your parents spent decades doing exactly what you're doing now, sacrificing their time, their sleep, their sanity to give you opportunities. They drove carpool when they'd rather sleep in. They attended recitals featuring off-key violins that could shatter glass. They made thousands of meals you barely remember. And now they're the ones waiting for your call, checking their phones, hoping you'll have 5 minutes between meetings, asking your siblings if you're doing okay because you seem so busy and they don't want to bother you. Cue the guilt trip montage, right? But this isn't about guilt. Guilt is useless. Guilt is what you feel lying in bed at 2 a.m. knowing you should have called back last week. This is about something more fundamental than should or shouldn't. Think about the absurdity of it all. You negotiate $1 million deals, but can't find 3 days for a visit. You plan vacations to places you've never been, but haven't made it back to your hometown in 18 months. You know your boss's coffee order by heart, but can't remember the last real conversation you had with your dad. The system we've built makes this almost inevitable. Success means mobility. Opportunity means distance. Building your life often means leaving behind the people who built you. It's not a conspiracy, it's just the architecture of modern ambition laid bare. But here's where the script flips. Some people figure this out early. They block weekends like their board meetings. They treat visits home with the same priority as their annual review. They understand that I'm too busy is really just I've decided other things matter more. Those people still have demanding careers. They still have kids with science projects due tomorrow. But somehow they've done the math and decided that 40 times isn't enough, so they're gonna make it 60 or 80 or however many they can squeeze in before the clock runs out. What if you approach this like you approach everything else in your successful life, with intention, with planning, with the recognition that scarcity creates value. You wouldn't skip 40 board meetings, so why skip 40 chances at something you literally can never get back? Picture this specific scenario. You're 70. Your own kids are busy with their careers, living far away, seeing you twice a year if you're lucky. And you're thinking about your parents gone now for maybe a decade or two. You're counting backwards and realizing you had 50 chances and you only took 25 of them. The other 25 dissolved into busy seasons and tight budgets and that persistent lie we tell ourselves. There's always next time, except math doesn't care about your intentions. Statistics don't grade on a curve for being busy. Here's the real kicker. Your parents aren't expecting you to quit your job and move back home. They're not asking you to abandon the life you built. They just want more than your voice on a screen twice a month and your physical presence when the calendar stars align. One extra visit, one long weekend you carve out like it's sacred, one Tuesday where you take the red eye and show up just because you can. These aren't grand gestures, they're basic math correction. The adaptation is already happening for some of you. You're reading this and mentally opening your calendar. You're calculating flight costs and negotiating with your spouse about making it work. You're recognizing that the system may push you away, but you don't have to accept that as permanent. And yes, it's hard. Everything worthwhile is hard. Raising kids is hard. Building a career is hard. Maintaining a relationship is hard. Adding one more thing to the hardest juggling act of your life sounds impossible. But consider the alternative. Consider being the person who prioritized everything except the people who prioritized you first. Consider having all the success in the world and nobody left who remembers when you were just a kid who couldn't tie their own shoes. Despite all our technology, all our productivity hacks, all our ability to connect instantly across any distance, we still can't cheat biology. We still can't buy more time. We still can't undo the arithmetic of aging and the finite nature of human lifespans. So here's your striking note, your twist, your thing to think about tonight when you're lying in bed, scrolling through photos of a life you're too busy to fully live. Those 40 or 50 or 60 times left, they're not guaranteed. They're optimistic projections. Reality tends to be less generous than our spreadsheets. Maybe tomorrow you book that flight. Maybe next month you drive those 800 miles. Maybe you stop treating visits home like optional bonuses and start treating them like the limited edition experiences they actually are. That's the real game behind all your busyness and success. But just wait, by the time you figure it out, the math might have already changed.